And now for everyone's favorite topic on This and the Third, and that is none other than relationships. So Miss Rici, what's topping off our relationship segment this week? How can I help?
Okay, so I watched The Real Housewives of Potomac.
I don't.
Okay. And one of the ladies on there, she used to be married to Pastor Jamal Bryant.
Don't know this nigga.
Okay, well, he I don't know if he still has, but he had a huge church in Atlanta. He was a pretty big, well-known pastor, right? They've been long divorced, but she's single. She's 50, she's very pretty, like a beautiful lady. She has 3 daughters, right? Twin girls and her oldest. So they were talking to her, and they were like, you know, Mom, we don't look to you or Dad. So it wasn't just her, but we don't look to you or Dad for examples of what being in a relationship looks like, because y'all ain't in what?
Type shit.
They told her she is a emotional vampire.
Goddamn. Like she only has emotions at night?
Like she barely shows emotions. Like she's cold.
What the fuck does that have to do with okay, cold?
I don't know, kids.
Right.
Kids. I'm just telling you what the girl said, okay?
Okay. I'm following.
But hearing that, like, it was kind of like a blow. Like, oof. You know, because,
as am I.
Because,
that's why it's a blow. It's home for you. It's home for you. Why was it a blow for you?
I'm saying for her, that was like
okay.
a blow.
Yeah,
it was a little blow.
All right.
Ooh,
Lowest of keys.
That hurt. Why do you think that, daughter? But they basically said, you're not available emotionally. Like, we don't get much from you but this. This is what we always get from you.
Yeah.
Right?
Very stoic. You're very stoic.
And so she took a minute to like really let that sink in. And so in the reunion, Andy was asking her about it. And really, I would have to say she either has been like so hurt that she's dealt with that, but just is like, no, I have nothing else to give. This is what it is now.
That's all you gonna get from me.
And she kind of needs to find somebody to match that or that could deal with that.
Right.
So I understand that piece. So the question is, do you think you're setting good examples?
That was a long dissertation to get to this fucking question, but do I personally think I'm setting good examples for my children? Hell no. And here's why. I don't do well with conflict, so I tend to avoid it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's a good thing to model for your children, because conflict is naturally arising in any relationship. That's the only guaranteed in any relationship is that conflict will arise. And, you know, trying to be very proactive in conflict resolution, it's easier said than done, and it's a lot more feasible to teach and talk about and promote than to actually model. So hell no, I'm not a good example of, I think I'm you know how it's like you had that crackhead uncle that either attracts you to drugs or repels you from it. I probably am the one that's like, yeah, I know exactly what not to do in a relationship because of this nigga here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting better and I'm growing and, you know, whatever. But I'm just talking about as it pertains to the relationship that they probably place the most value on. Now, fast forward to current day, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, I kind of keep my relationships and my kids separate so they don't really see anything in that space either. And I think no example is sometimes a bad example as well, because it's like, nigga, now I gotta figure it out for myself or go by your bad example that you showed me as a youth. So that's definitely not my sweet spot. What about you?
I said I was gonna ask the boys. I haven't asked them yet, because I did ask Nehemiah, like, what do you like about me? Yeah. Right? And then like
just stroke my ego, please.
What do you like? I asked that one first. What do you like? And then what don't you like? Like, what do I do that you just don't like that irritates you?
Right.
And so what did he say? He was like, you're nice. What the fuck does that mean?
You're nice looking.
You're nice. But what he doesn't like is, he's like, Mom, you'll say do X, Y, and Z, and we'll get that done. and then you'll be like, well, what about?
And elemental P.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say all of these things at once?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Now it feels like busy work.
And then he said, you'll go from, I told you to do this and do that, to, hey, baby, come on and get you something to eat. He said, who does that? You
Emotional
just
vampires.
switch. And he was like, I just don't get that. But I didn't necessarily ask him about examples. I think that, yeah, probably not. They have their grandparents for that shit.
Man,
Like,
look at older people, more mature people.
I think for me, they probably just, I think they're going to take away, a woman wants to be helped out around the house. Like, if I don't want to hear her mouth, let me do certain things to avoid even having to hear those things. Yeah. She seems happiest when she's able to just kind of move and go and do what she needs to do, and things don't get in her way. Yeah. So
you hope that's what they're figuring out versus my mom is mean as fuck.
right.
She's mean as fuck when you're not around.
Right.
That's like that old trick where you used to be on the phone, or your mom used to be on the phone, and you ask for something while she on the phone and shit.
And she, baby.
Hey, you can have sleepover, you can have company, going to the fridge. She got on the phone, get the fuck out the fridge. You ain't having no company. Your ass grounded. And I'm finna beat you when I get off this motherfucker. You like, damn, it switched up.
No, see, I'm the opposite. They say I'm nicer than their dad.
Okay.
Like, I do allow a lot of freedoms. You get whatever you want. Just because I don't need you bothering me all the time. Go figure it out.
Ice cream for dinner. Fuck.
But I think when I talk to Nehemiah and they see my parents, because they've been together 38 years, right? It's like, he'll say stuff about my dad, like, Papa just be like, he'd be in the kitchen looking for stuff, and he'll ask Granny where something is, and she'll say in the refrigerator. Well, he's looking. Everything's in green Tupperware. So he's like, well, where? What Tupperware? Which one is it?
Label these motherfuckers.
So he sees them, working together. Obviously, he sees when one is upset, kind of how that gets resolved.
Right.
So I think they're getting their examples from other people.
Yeah. We just watched the Cosby Show together. That's the best example I can give my children. Like, don't worry about this nigga as a regular person. Worry about the character. Heathcliff Huxtable. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a lot of room for improvement in that area is what I conclude.
It's something to think about, even just as parents and even people who are watching this. It's something. Ask your kids now, because I just feel like, why do I want to have this conversation when y'all 30? Well, hell, it's too fucking late now to change anything. So I do keep open dialogue with them.
What they say is easier to build strong boys than to repair broken men.
Yeah,
so you don't want to wait too late.
Okay. If you found out your mate had a sexual rendezvous with the same sex before y'all started dating, would you continue to date that person?
Yes, I love pussies rubbing on each other and twat bumping, as they refer to it as, I believe.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know, bumping pussies. I've heard it referred to as bumping pussies, but I think girls are allowed to be lesbians, and it enhances their sex appeal. You know what I'm saying? So it's never a problem. Now, depending on what the bitch look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of female are you into would be the question. But yeah, there's no shame in her game, and I kind of assume that most women in college or sometime in their life, during their hoe phase, they probably bump pussies and ate one at least.
That wasn't a thing.
Wasn't a
in
thing?
My generation. I think it was maybe starting.
It was beginning.
We
were at the cusp.
Yeah,
we were at the cusp of a revolution. Yeah.
But so it was like you either on one side or the other. You've tried it. I would say every group of friends had one girl in their group that.
I feel there was always like a chick that was just out there known for flipping girls though. And it was like, did she get you? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you had a run-in with Shorty, but Shorty was like known for flipping chicks, dog. Yeah, she was one of the niggas. And there was several of them, at least on my campus. You know what I'm saying? We knew, like, man, Shorty is gonna go ahead and take down your stains if you don't.
Well, I went to school in Iowa, so it wasn't nobody.
Different.
Yeah, it wasn't any like butch girls.
Yeah.
It was that cute girl on girl action.
Yeah, tight shit.
It wasn't that. But no, no. I can't. I cannot.
Nah, you can't as a female bump pussies. But I'm saying the question, I ain't gonna say I'm hoping, but what's your answer to the question?
Oh, I'm saying I cannot.
Okay, I'm like, yo, because I think
I cannot. Just because
niggas don't get that latitude. Like, niggas don't care. So, Joe Budden, back to that point. You come out as bisexual, ain't nobody giving a fuck, right? But it's kind of like, nigga, you're not gonna come off of that shit and be like, I'm back.
I think.
Nigga, like, nah, you're still over there.
The woman for him is very fluid.
Right.
She got to be very fluid.
For Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just personality-wise, you got a lot to deal with.
If some guy, just a regular Joe Smo, was like, yeah, babe, I used to, you know what I'm saying?
Suck dicks. That's what he would have to say, dog. Yeah, babe, I used to suck dicks.
Well, see, if he says that, it's like an automatic no. Like, check, please. I need to go.
This nigga... He keeps ordering the cucumber salad, dog. He's giving you hints.
Here's the thing: was he on the bottom? Like there's lingo. Is he a bottom? I forget what they call it.
A pitcher or a catcher.
Yeah,
type shit. Like it's different little, but it's gay.
But
I mean, again, gay is
like,
gay. It's like it was a line in I think it was Scary Movie 2. He was like, man, G, like they was doing the reveal and shit like that of who the killer was.
Yeah.
He's talking to Sean Wayans. You know, Sean always played the gay role.
Yeah.
He said something. He said, nah, man, you suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, it's still.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, bro.
It does matter.
It's levels to it, but it's kind of like the part that I don't get and don't want to get is the fact that if and when you go to jail, you're allowed to be gay in jail, and then you can come back and it's not gay. It's like, nigga, I was in jail, so that shit don't count. And it's like, oh, it counts.
Who says that?
That's a thing, bro. Like they said that shit on the show, the Childish Gambino show, Atlanta. It was like, oh, nigga, if I'm in jail and locked up, of course I'm fucking. I gotta fuck. There's nothing but men in here, so what he bam?
No.
But he's like, it's a difference between being free and gay and being part of the rape culture of jail.
I mean, can't you just jag yourself off for however many years your ass is in there?
Like I said, don't know, don't want to find out, man. But yeah, I heard that's a thing, bro.
So everybody that's been in jail, is this like the county, or we talking about when they go
prison? I think
okay.
not jail, but prison. Like
okay, because are they doing that in the county?
Never been there either.
No.
I would hope not. You know what I'm saying? You're in here for a parking ticket, dog. Get up. This nigga sucking dick because he had a boot on his car. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Pay the fine, bro. You don't have to go out like this.
That's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough.
So, but for women, totally acceptable. Prison or non-prison based. Or just a new black. Fuck you here. But I think that about wraps us up for this week's segment of relationships on this week's episode of This and the Third. Literally. Thank you all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of the lifestyle show that gives you life. Once again, it's been a pleasure serving as your host. It's your boy Calvin Leroy King the Third, my lovely co-host with the mostest, Miss Rici Pieci, the one and only, and we are the Undisputed King and Queen of Chicago podcast. Check us out.
This is a Traffic Jam.
It's that and the third.
Traffic Jam.
Doing this, that, and the third.